Can you hear me? So then last class where we stopped, we created one simple quiz, like a quiz one, right? Any questions on that? Any questions on that? Okay, why this message system? Can anyone guess? Would you like to run the app on another port instead? When this message will come while running npm start? Already one application occupies this port number in your local machine. By default, my React npm start command starts our application, run our application in your local host with 3000 port number. If that port number already occupied by some other application, some other React application, then that time it asks the question like, would you like to run the app in another port number? Then you can say yes. There is no need to write y, yes, yes or something. Just click on y and click on enter. Okay, now this application is going to run on 3001 port number. Already 3000 is occupied. 3001 port. Okay. Okay then. How many people install Node.js and MySQL database new editions? All are installed. They ask you to install few softwares, right? One is like Node software install. Another one is like MySQL database you can install. So MySQL database you can get from this JAM software. JAM. Okay. This is the easy way to install your MySQL. There is no need to download MySQL.exe file. Just you can download JAMP, XAMPP, JAMP software. It's like a PHP. Okay, if you want to run your PHP application, most of the times we are using like JAMP, LAMP, WAMP, like that. Okay, JAMP is the one. It is supported for all operating systems. So that just you can install JAMP. Okay, and one is like Node software you can install. Okay. Okay, then let's start our discussion first. There is one local host 3000. 3000 or 3001. Your application is going to run not 3000, 3001. Okay, this is the one. Then I click on this. This is your application is still completed. Now my requirement is very simple. This data. Okay, we are getting from where? This data. Okay, these questions and options, all these things, we are getting from where? We are getting from one of the variable. Okay, one hard-coded variable is there or not? Okay, what is the variable name? Can you go to my quiz.js this variable or not? This dot questions, one hard-coded variable. In this variable, just I assign the data. In this variable, yes or no? Now the thing is, my requirement is, I don't want to take the data from here. I want to take the data from the database. Now that means you have to save this data. You have to insert this data in your database or not. Yes or no? Okay, you hard coded this data. Okay, I don't want to hard code this data. Simply, I want to insert this data in your database, MySQL database. From my MySQL database, I want to take the data, and you can write like this. In my MySQL database, there has 100 questions you inserted. Okay, within the 100 questions, just I want to randomly pick 5 questions. Okay, like this we can do. Understand or not? Okay, that is our next requirement. Understand, right? Our requirement is what? Now, in the previous example, just we hard coded the questions. We hard coded the questions. Now, I don't want to hard code the questions. I want to save all these questions in my database whenever I want. Whenever the user trying to write the test, then the time simply go to the database and get the 5 questions. Okay, how many questions are there in your database? 100 questions are there. Within the 100 questions, randomly pick 5 questions. Okay, 20 question, 20th question, 33 question, 45 question, 77 question, 99 question. Like this, randomly pick 5 questions. For example, you are getting like within the 100 questions, randomly 5 questions. Okay, besides one person sat, okay, he get like okay another 5 questions. Randomly, you have to get that data from that. Okay, that is our next level requirement. Understand or not? Our goal. What is the next thing? Okay, further purpose. If you want to store the data inside the database, okay, let me open page. Okay, this is my database. Okay, tell me something about database. What you know? Okay, which database we are going to use for our requirement? MySQL is my database. MySQL is my database. Now, how we can install MySQL? Just you can download mysql.exe file. It's a open source. MySQL is a open source. It's a structured query language. It's a open source. Anyone can download without paying any amount or something. Okay. mysql.exe. Okay, you can download, you can install. Otherwise, you can get that MySQL by using XAMPP server also. XAMPP. Okay, XAMPP. Okay, this is the one. This is the icon. Okay, this is your XAMPP server. Okay, I will tell this one. Just let me close first. Okay, you can download your MySQL software. Okay, one is like mysql.exe file you can download, or you can download from XAMPP. I recommend that you people just download XAMPP. Download XAMPP. Okay, it's an easy thing. Download XAMPP and install. Okay, then this is your MySQL database. MySQL database. Can anyone tell my database also one server only or not? It is always should up and run or not? Agreed or not? My database also one server only. Why? Because okay, when these people are going to hit this particular database, we don't know. We don't know. It's also running in one server, one port number. Okay, one server is nothing but just it is running in your machine only, in localhost only, with a separate port number. It's going to run. It's going to run. Okay. Now this is your database. In your database. In your database. Okay, the requirement is what? I want to store some data. That is only my requirement or not. Which type of data you want me to store? Which type of data you want me to store? Based on your requirement. Based on your requirement, you can store okay your data. Here the thing is, I have one database server. Inside the database server, okay, which database server? Okay, MySQL is my database server. Like in future Mongo we are using, okay, Oracle or PostgreSQL we are going to use. Okay, that one is just concentrate on MySQL. Okay, this is my MySQL server. In your MySQL server, do you want me to store only questions only? I can store any type of data based on your requirement. Okay, this is like a school related stuff. Questions I am going to store. Okay, I have one more project also running real estate, so that okay that land related stuff I am going to store. Okay, another project is like e-commerce. Just I am going to store my products related stuff. In your MySQL server, okay, in your MySQL server you can store any type of data or not. Any type of data which is related to different domains or whatever it is based on your requirement. Now, how we can differentiate? Okay, this is related to school. Okay, test is nothing but related to school. Okay, my land is related to real estate one. Okay, another one is my product is related to one of my okay e-commerce website. Okay, like this, how we can differentiate means in your MySQL server you can create different storages in nothing but different databases. Okay, don't think like MySQL is a database. How you can create different database? MySQL is a server. You can say inside the server you can create number of databases. Okay, this is the hierarchy. This is your MySQL server. MySQL server. Inside my MySQL server, multiple DBs databases you can create. Inside MySQL server, multiple databases you can create. Multiple databases you can create. Okay. Now, how many databases? Multiple means you can create any number. One of the database which is related to ours. Okay. Which database? test I'm going to write is nothing but, well, simply you can say like one school. Okay, for example, school is my database. Okay, my school is my database. My school related content I'm going to store within my school database or not. Another database is there, for example, okay, real estate database or e-commerce database, like this different database of there. For example, I have one project is there. Okay, that project related stuff I want to store it. Okay, that is like a CMS, content management system. Okay, that is also one project. For that project, I want to store some data in my MySQL, so that I created one database in my MySQL server. Like this, any number of databases you can create. Okay, perfect. I have a school database. Inside my school database, which type of data again we are going to store? My school is nothing but we can store the students' data, as well as we can store their results, as well as their series we can store it, as well as, okay, if you want to conduct the online test, I have to store your questions. All this stuff again we are going to store in the school database or not. Now, how we can differentiate from my registration to my question to my PC to my results, like this? How we can differentiate again means, okay, inside my school database, okay, we can store like separate data, like by using table format. Okay, in the table format we can store it. Okay, that means my database contains what? It's a structured query language, so that we can create a table structure. We can store whatever the data you want. For example, registration data, you can table, student registration table you can create. Okay, questions table you can create, like this. Any number of tables you can create. Okay, so that the next level is what? Tables. Okay, how many tables you can create? From a school database, you can create any number of tables. One of the table, like what? Questions is my table for now. Questions is my table or not. Okay, one more table is like, for the student registration is one more table. Like this, you can create any number of tables or not. Registration table, yes or no? Now see the hierarchy. My SQL server, my server contains multiple databases. My database contains multiple tables or not. Understand? Okay then, up to you. Now, first of all, run your MySQL database. Create some, create the database, and then create the table, and then insert the data. How you insert the data, we'll see later. Okay, first of all, MySQL server I want to run in my local machine. So already I installed MySQL server in my local machine by using XAMPP. So that by using XAMPP, server, you can download the XAMPP. Just go to your Google, just you can write like XAMPP download. XAMPP download. The first one is this one. Download XAMPP Apache. Okay, provided by Apache. See this. You can download. You can download the latest one based on your configurations. 50, 64-bit or 32-bit. Like this you can. Okay, this is for Windows. This is for Windows. Okay, the Mac also there. Okay, OS X is nothing but Mac and Linux. All these things are there. You can download based on your requirement. Once you download it, just install that one. If you install, it will not create a folder inside the program files. Inside the program files, it will not create the folder. Outside in the C only directly. In the C only. If you give the path, then the time it's okay fine. By default, it's going to take like C. Okay, in the C, there has one folder created like XAMPP XAMPP. If I click on this one, see this much stuff is there. This much stuff is there. So how we can get this stuff means at the time of installing XAMPP software in your machine. Okay, for example, first time you install, okay, because of some reasons, okay, that installation failed, but my XAMPP folder created. Then the time simply do one thing, just you can remove that folder. Then the time it's a new folder will create. Okay, remove that folder. If the installation is not completed successfully, okay, still my XAMPP folder is there. Just remove the XAMPP folder from my C drive and then reinstall it. Okay, done. If I double click on this one, see multiple things are there. Leave it. That last one, there are some icons. 3 icons you can find here: jump start, jump stop, and jump controller. Okay, simply do one thing. Just double click on the jump controller, and this one I taken like a shortcut. Okay, send it to shortcut to my desktop. Okay, so that in the desktop, see this is the one already there. This is my jump shortcut. Now if I double click on this one, on the shortcut, you can double click on it. Here the MySQL is the database. It's going to run on one server. Okay, in which server it is going to run, in which port number it is going to run, just see this. Now like this it's going to be visible. Like this it's going to be visible. See here, jump control panel. It's like this. Okay, see, in the simple jump only, it contains multiple things. One is like Apache server, Another one is like MySQL. Another one is like FileZilla. See, every day I'm dropping the files into UI.js folder, right? Okay, that's also by default available in your FileZilla. Mercury, Tomcat, like this. This is also server. This is also one. Okay, like this multiple features they provided. So here, two things are required. First two we required. So that why first two means if MySQL is a database, that should have to run in one server. Which server it is going to run in my jump means Apache server. In my Apache server, MySQL is going to run. Okay, MySQL database should have to run in one server. Then only it's going to up and run. Anyone can hit that one or not. So before starting your MySQL, first of all, start your Apache. Just click on this Apache. Click on this Apache. Okay, now see here, my Apache server started. Okay, and then just click on the, is it really started or not? If you want to check, the port number is like 80 is my port number, right? Okay, the default port number is like 80. Local host, simply you can write like 80. Okay, if I click on this one, you can ask the question like, hey, 80 is not there. We said like 80. The default port number is like 80 for the local host. 80 if you put, okay, if the local host removes also, the default one is like 801. Okay, not like 8080, 801. You see, my jump started or not. Okay, for example, if I stop this one, okay, if I refresh my page, then the type you should have to give like not reachable or something, some error has to be. Now see, this means the site cannot be reached. Okay, this is on the proof or not? Yeah, my jump, you can start it. Okay, how we can say like it's started or not? It's just the background of your Apache text is like in the green color. Now if I refresh my page, now see my jump is running. Okay, perfect. It jump, there is no work for me now. For now. Okay, just click on the start. Okay, now my MySQL database also started. MySQL server also started. Okay, now MySQL separate port number is like 3306 is my MySQL port number. Now my MySQL is going to run in my Apache. Now I want to create, now it's running. My MySQL server is running. In my MySQL server, I want to create like databases. Inside my database, I want to create like a tables or not. So that can we create the database. Where you want me to create? To create some graphical user interface is required or not? Okay, so that if you want to get that interface, user interface, UI, okay, first click on the admin one. See here, admin one. If I click on the admin, see here, it is open the new tab in your default browser with the URL is what? Localhost php myadmin is the URL. Localhost php myadmin is my URL. Okay, inside my localhost php myadmin URL, see, you can see the graphical user interface. Okay, here you can create your databases and everything. See, in my MySQL server, these many databases are running. Okay, these many databases are running. See this, these many databases. Okay, AMS is one database. Okay, AirTag is college, conference. Okay, employees, AT work, like this multiple databases out there. Okay. Now come here. One of the database. Okay, just I want to drop it because again I want to create. Okay, so that appear okay. Perfect. These many databases are there. Now what we have to do? My MySQL server contains multiple databases. My own database is that school database. So that can create the database. So how we can create the database here? There is new is there. Just click on the new. Okay, my database name is what? School is my database name. Just create it. Yeah. Now if I refresh my page, there has one school database created or not? Inside my school database, how many tables are there? No tables found. Just I created one database, that's it. So in my school database, you can create any number of tables now. Okay, in the form of tables only, I want to store the data in my school database. Okay, one table name is like questions, another one is like registration, another one is like fee, another one is like okay results. Like this multiple tables you can create. Okay, one of the table name is like what? Questions is my table or not. One of the table name is like what? Questions is my table. So that can you create that questions table. Okay, where is that? Okay, see this. For which table? So which database? School database. Can you create the table now? Yes, you can create the table. What is my table name? Can anyone guess? Questions. Questions is my table. Yeah. Can I click on go? Okay, my table is nothing but what? My table is like a collection of rows. for columns and rows, right? Okay, first of all, you anyone confirm I'm available or not? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay then. Now this is my table. This is my table. I created one questions table, not created, just okay. I put the name like questions is my table name, and then columns are there. Now you know the requirement, right? You know the requirement. Okay, which type of data you want me to store in your table? Okay, that means how many columns you require. Okay, for this particular question. Okay, tell me how we can know. How we can know here. Okay, if you don't know, just come to the quiz. First, ID is required, question number. Okay, question number is required. The next one is what? Question is required. Question is required. The next one is what? Option 1, option 2, option 3, like option 4. 4 options are required. And then answer is required and then type is required. Total how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns required or not for my questions table? Yes or no? 8 columns are required. So that just create. The first one is like ID. First one is like ID. Can I put like auto incremented? Auto incremented is nothing but by default 1, next question like 2, next question like 3. Automatically that particular number is going to increment. And that time there is no issues, right? Okay, there is no need to give like that question number every time. That is automatically incremented. So A underscore E is there, auto incremented. Just check that box. Okay, that particular auto incremented acting like a primary key. Primary key is nothing but unique identity. That's it. More than that, nothing. Okay, perfect. ID done. The next one. Come on. The next one. Question. QUE or question, whatever you want. You can put it. Question. Okay, see here. The type of this particular column data. What is the type? My question in the form of what? Okay. In the form of numbers, characters, all these things or not. You can say like it's a string. But in your MySQL, if you want to represent the string, the data type next var is my data type or text is the data type. Just you can put like var. Okay, my question length. Okay, question length. How much length? Max length, how much? Okay, you want me to allow him to store the question length. Okay, simply you can say like 250 characters. 250 characters. That is my question length. Okay, remaining all just leave it, no problem at all. The next one is what? Option OPT1. Option 1. Okay, option 1 also varchar. Okay, can I put like, the question is like, can we put like 500 characters? 500 characters. Can I keep this one like the 200 characters? Okay, option 2. Option 2. This is also varchar. This is also varchar. Here 200. 200. It's like you see, only 4 by default columns. So can we add how many columns? How many required total? 7. So 4 already there. Can we add like 3 columns more? Yeah. Okay. Next, option 3. Same varchar 200 characters. Option 4. Varchar 200. Okay. The next one is like answer. Answer, tell me. Varchar only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. How many characters? Can anyone tell? Max. How many characters? Max. For answer, single answer, max 1. Multi answer, maybe ABCD also, right? So that can we put like max 4. Okay, we need one more. Can we add one more? 2. Okay, the next one, type. My type, tell me. Type. Anyone? Type. Only one, either yes or M. Yes is nothing but single, M is nothing but a multi. Okay, now finally can you come down? Okay, can you save it? Yes. My table ready now. Okay, ignore, no problem at all. Can you see this? School is my database. Inside my school database, there has one table is there, questions. If I click on the questions database, questions table, see this ID, question, option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, answers and type. Answer and type. Yes or no? Okay, okay. Okay, this part completed or not? I created one table. Now tell me, this table you created, okay. Okay, how you want me to store the data inside my table? That is my next question. How you want me to store the data inside my table? Do you want me to store from here only? Do you want me to store from here only? In your MySQL, from here only you want me to store? No. Okay, for this, I have one form they created by using React in the client side. They created one form. How my form is looks like, you know. Okay, how you can create the form by using client side technology or not? So they created one form. My form is looks like this. Open. This is my form. Can anyone guess how my form is looks like? Okay, first the question. Okay, my question should be a text area. My question should be a text area. Okay, why? Because 500 characters are required, right? Text area. The next one. Can anyone guess? Option 1. Option 3. Option 4. Next. Answer. Okay, next. Type. Okay, type. Finally, submit button. This is my form. Okay, how we can create this template? By using React. How we can create the template? By using React or not? Okay, my type is like yes or M. So that can we use a radio button? Okay, can we write like single, okay, or multi? Okay, see, based on your requirements, your wish. Okay, finally, we have a submit button. Here, I have a submit button. Okay, this is it. And here, I want a submit button. This is my form. Okay. Now, our requirement is what? At the time of clicking on the submit button, whatever you enter the data, that data has to store within the table. Which table? Questions table, which is inside my school database. That is only our final goal or not? Agreed? That is only our final requirement or not? Yes or no? Understand or not? Okay. Okay then. Now my question is, This part you can create by using what? You want me to create by using Java or .NET or PHP or React or Angular, how we can create. So for what we learn, okay, if you want to create a template, how you can create by using React. Okay, that one only our discussion, right? So that by using React, we can create the form. You know, right, how to create this template by using React. Okay, client side, you are okay. Okay, already how to create this template, you know that one. Okay, my React is always works like what? My React is going to run in the browser, so that we can say like it's like a client. Clients and technology are able to my clients and technologies are able to communicate with the database. Is my clients and technologies are able to communicate with the database? Can anyone tell? My clients and technologies or Angular or React or JavaScript or anything. Is my clients and technology is able to connect with the database? No, directly. Okay, this will not happen. This is the one. Okay, at the time of clicking on the submit, my client directly not able to communicate with what database or not. Okay, so that if this guy is not able to communicate with the database, now this person goal is like what? This person requirement is I have some data here. I should have to store this data within the database. I'm not able to communicate with the database. So that, okay, can anyone help me? Means that time my middleware come into the picture. Who is that guy? My middleware. Okay, it's like a server-side technology or not. It's like a server-side technology or not. Okay, there are multiple server-side technologies over there. As part of our course, we are going to discuss about what Node.js or not. It's working like a server-side technology. Now, tell me, at the time of clicking on the submit button, my client is going to connect with what? Connect with the server. Connect with the server or not? My client is going to connect with the server. We can say like what? A request. After some time, my request is going to process by the server. My server side guy is going to give what? Response. Yeah. Okay, that particular question inserted successfully or failed, like this response or not. Okay, this one we can say like what? My client and server communication. My client is going to send the, okay, my client is communicating with the server is nothing but a request. My server is going to communicate with the client is nothing but a response. My client and server communication happens to request and responses or not. How my client is going to send the request by using what? By using Ajax. By using Ajax. Okay, my client is going to send the request to the server as well as whatever the response given by the server, my client is going to handle that response by using what? Ajax only. So by using Ajax, we can handle client, or we can handle request and response or not. My client send the request. Okay, that is also done by whom? Ajax. My server is going to process the request and give the response back. Whatever the response is given by the server, that is also handled by whom? Ajax only in my client side or not. So that why we go for Ajax? To communicate with the server. Okay, you are going to send the request to the server, or my server is going to give the response back to you, whatever it is. It's going to handle by whom? By using Ajax only or not. So for good. Okay, now tell me. Once it is done, once you requested something to my server is able to connect with what? Is able to connect with your database or not? Is able to connect with the database. Understand or not? Now my question is, when this server-side technology is required? When this server-side technology is required? Can anyone tell? When this server-side technology is required? Can anyone? Whenever my application has some work with the database, then only my server-side technology is required or not. Okay, so far, if you observe here, so far, anything, this is an application, right? Okay, any tab has some work with the database. Home is an independent. About it's an independent. Okay, contact it's like independent. Okay, service, HOC, exception handling, forward reference. So far, there is no work with the database. If there is no work with the database, okay, we can manage the data by using normal file. Inside the file itself, we can manage the data. If there is no work with the database, then that time there is no server-side technology, nothing is required. Okay, when my server-side technology is coming to the picture means, yes, I have some work with the database. I want to store some data within the database. Then that time directly my client is not able to communicate with the server. So my next thing is what? My server-side technology required or not? So here my server-side technology is what? Node. So now our focus is on Node now. Okay, can we do that one? Okay, first if you want to work with Node, if you want to work with React application, first of all, application skeleton is required or not? Okay, how you can create the React application skeleton? By using one command called create React app is the command or not? Same like that, same like this. My node also, okay, my node also we can get by using some commands only. That's it. Okay, which you want to create a node application to manage this particular API calls and everything, we have a framework with there, Express framework. By using Express framework, we can create our node application. So first of all, how you want me to create a node application by using Express framework? Come on. First, in your mission, if you want to work with Node, okay, if you want to run some commands, create React app command if you want to run. First of all, you have to install it. If you want to install, first of all, Node package manager is required or not? So for this also, Node package manager is required. Any scripting language, okay, any scripting language, okay, UI side, all the libraries and everything is going to run, is going to manage the Node package manager or not. For this also, first Node package manager is there or not, you can check it. Okay, how you can check? Open command prompt. How we can check Node package manager is there or not? Open command prompt. Just type npm or node version. Okay, if it is there, there is no problem. If it is not there, what you have to do? Install. Okay, node software. Node software. Already this is done. You created React application is nothing but already Node package manager is there in your mission. So that already this is there. No problem at all. Okay, the next thing is what? Our goal is what? I want to create a node skeleton. Okay, I want to get this node skeleton by using Express framework. So that what we have to do is, okay, first check Express is there or not in your mission. Type Express in the command prompt. Command prompt. Type Express. Type Express. Okay, if Express is not there, okay, if Express is not there, okay, then what we have to do? Express is there, then the time what is the message you can get? It means Express is not there, then it gives you the error message like Express is not defined as an external or internal command. Then what we have to do? Can anyone tell? Create React app is not there. What you did? Do you want me to install Express or you want me to install one? You want me to run one command? Just you have to run one command. There is no software, nothing. Node only the software. Command all we can get from Node only. npm node package manager npm install -g express. Okay, this is one command. The next one, two commands we have to install. npm install -g express generator. Okay, done. If it is not there, if it is there, then the time simply gives me a message like, okay, this is not an like this. For example, if you want to check open command prompt, open command prompt. Okay, just type express. Then the time it gives the message like this. Okay, don't click on yes. Okay, don't click on yes. Okay, don't click on yes. Okay, don't do anything. See here, the default engine while not, okay, something like destination is not in empty. Continue. Do you want me to continue? Okay, don't say like anything. Just control C. Control C. Okay, this is the message you can get it. Already Express is there. Express is there. Okay. Now the thing is, once my Express is not there, you have to install this one. If Express is there, no problem at all. The next one is what? You have to create your application or not. You have to create an application. Okay, go to your workspace folder. Go to workspace folder. Okay, open command prompt there. Okay, go to workspace folder first. Here is our workspace folder. Go local disk, my classes. Your class is this one. This is my workspace folder. Just create one folder, okay, for your node application. New folder, okay, node MySQL. Node MySQL is the one. Okay, now go to that folder, open command prompt here. Go to that folder, open command prompt. Yes. Go to that folder, open command prompt. Okay, that one we have to do here. Okay, go to your workspace folder. Okay, create one folder there. Create one folder. Folder. What is that? Node MySQL is my folder. Create one folder. Okay, open command prompt in that folder. Open command prompt in that folder. Okay, once you open command prompt in that folder, okay, now this is the one. Well, this is our workspace folder here. This is my command prompt. Okay. All right. You are in the node MySQL folder. Okay. So you open command prompt here. Once you open the command prompt, okay, Okay, do one thing. Do one. Simply type express. Type express. Click on enter. In the past, if you type express, if it is not there, then the time it gives the error like express is not found as an external or internal command. Okay, so you install these things. Now, once you install, my express is there now. Here, express is already there. Then the time it's going to ask like the destination folder is not empty. Now, my destination folder is empty or not? Okay, destination folder is like empty. So this is the right time to create your skeleton. Already express is there. This is also empty folder. Just click on enter. So click on enter. Yes. Get some skeleton or not. So files and folders, you get it or not? Within these files and folders, you know one file. You know about one file. Which file? You know. Bin, public, routes, view, app, package. Which file you know already? Already you know about one file. Which file? Can I know about one of the file? Which file here? At the time of creating your app.js, okay, app.js leave it, package.json or not here. This package.json file. Okay, I already told you package.json file is not only for React, it is for all UI technologies, all JS related stuff. Okay, my package.json contains what? Come on, you know all these things. My package.json contains what? My package.json contains your application related dependencies or not, and folder or not to run your application. So that in the package.json, your application related dependencies you already registered here. So let me open that. Now from here. This is the one, right? Open with notepad, you can put it notepad. Yes, see this. Name is there, version is there, private is there, scripts start is there to run your application. See this dependencies, okay, to run your application. Which application? Node application. Okay, my application is depending upon these many libraries or not. To run your React BOM, React scripts. To run your node application, these many dependencies are required or not. So these are just dependencies names. You should have to download that library or not. So how you can download that libraries? How we can download the libraries means somebody has to read this package.json and download that particular libraries by creating one of the folder called as a node modules folder, place into that folder or not. Like this, somebody has to do it or not. Who can read this package.json and download the libraries? Who can read? Which command can read? Can anyone? npm install is the command or not? Perfect. npm install is the command. Can anyone tell? My npm install command do like two things. One is like my npm install command looking for package.json file, okay, and then it's going to looking for dependencies property, okay, and then it's going to download that libraries and place it inside one folder called as a node modules folder by creating or not. So can I click on npm install, enter? Okay, now MySQL, node MySQL, inside that folder only package.json is there or not? So that's no problem at all. Just click on enter. Now see, while running this particular command, your internet should be enabled. Why? Because these all dependencies, okay, coming from where? Cloud to into your local machine or not? Okay, it's transferring through internet only or not? Okay, now see, it's downloading. Okay, just wait for 2 seconds. Okay, it's going to create one of the folder called as node modules. Yes, it created or not node modules folder? Okay, perfect. Yes. Application ready. Okay, inside that application, what we have to do? That is only the thing. Okay, inside this node application, what we have to do? That is only our requirement or not? That is only our requirement or not? So inside my node application, what we have to do? We'll see that. Okay, before that, okay, can we touch all? Okay, we touch this React, Mongo one, not Mongo, MySQL one, and then we create a node application. Can we create this form also? This one is simple, right? You know, okay, how to create the form. Can we create the form? Okay, let's do that. Here, I want to create one more tab, end to end flow, E to G. End to end flow is nothing but React to Node, Node to Mongo, DB to Node to my client again, React again. Okay, we are sending the request, we are getting the response like this, end to end flow. Okay, so that I want to create one more tab here. So if you want to create one more tab, what you want to do? What changes? Where do you want to do the change? Can anyone guess? Okay, these things I'm going to place inside my content. So go to menu.jsx. Can you go to my menu.jsx? Yeah, I'm in menu.jsx only. Next, I want to create one more item here. E to n to n. Okay, here I put like E to n to n. This is my part. So the next thing is what you have to bind one component, map one component with this path or not. And path name is like UTB. Can we create one component now? So how you can create the component? Can anyone guess? How you can create a component in your React? So create React component. What is my component? Now, can we come here? Can we get it? Constant to the equals to lazy is my method. Lazy is my method. It's take for callback function, not import from where my index. Now come down here. Which component you want me to go? Component of add one component or maybe it's compiling stage. Now from here, yeah, my compilation is done. So that is completed or not. Okay, the thing is, you come here is okay. If you come to this particular one, if you come here, won't be started. But if you come to this particular E to G, then the type this is going to unmounted or not. If it is like unmounted, then the time can we clear this time interval? Can we clear the time interval? Okay, which place is the right place? You want to write that code? Okay, if you just before unmounting, I want to clear that interval. Okay, which place is the right place inside the component? One lifecycle method is there. Before that, if you want to do something, component will unmount is the method. Here, you can clear your interval. Clear your interval. Which interval you want to clear, whatever the interval is there, just clear it. Understand or not? Okay. Yes. End to end. This is the one. Okay. Can we go there? Can we create that particular form now? E to G. This is my React is my client. React is my client. Okay, the next one. Node is my server. Okay, the next one. My SQL is my database or not. This is on our NPM form or not. So can we create the form now? Okay, create the form. Okay, how you can create? First one para you can take it. Don't think about the designing and everything. We'll see bootstrap and material design also we are going to cover. That time we'll discuss. But now just focus on functionality. First question. The next is your text area. Okay, done. The next one is what? Option 1. Option 1. Okay, it's not a text area, it's a text box. Like this, how many options are there? Okay, 4 options. That's the second option, and this is my third option, and this is my fourth option. And the next one is like what? Your answer. Okay, the next one is what? Your type. My type is like what? Input type equals to video. Okay. The next one, name equals to, you can write anything. Okay, name should be same. This is like single. The next one is like name equals to this one. Type of, this is like multi. Okay, tell me, if it is like a single, which value you want me to give like outcome? Yes. Okay. If it is like a multi, which value you want me to give like outcome? Because from a radio button checkbox, we not enter anything. We have to set the values. Okay, this is for multi. Okay, done. At last, can we create one? At last, can we create what? One button. Form ready. Forming a form or not? Yes or no? Okay. At that time of clicking on this particular submit button, okay, this data, you have to take the data and give this data to my node. My node is going to give this data to whom? Give this data to my MySQL. Okay, there we are going to insert or not. So here, at the time of clicking on the submit button, okay, this data we have to send to my server or not. Okay, from my client, if you want to send the data to the server, how my client is going to communicate with the server? Through request only or not? Through request. So that, do you want me to send the data? If you want to send the data, you have to send the request only or not? How my client is going to communicate with the server means through request only. So how much data you want me to send? Okay, 8 fields data you have to send it. Okay, 7 fields data you want me to send it. If you want to send like 7 fields data, do you want me to send like question one time? Okay, one request. Okay, option one request. Option two, one request. Like this, do you want me to send? Okay, like this 7 requests you want me to send? Okay, if you send like a 7 request, how much time it will take? My server is running in another place. My client is running in the browser. Okay, you have to travel each and every time or not? 7 times you have to travel. 7 times you have to travel or not? Is it the recommended way? Obviously, it's not a recommended one or not. Obviously, it's not a recommended one or not. Obviously, it's not a recommended one or not. How we can make it? How we can make it happen within a single request means do one thing. Wrap all these values in a single variable. Wrap all these values. Keep all these values in a single variable and send this data to my server at a single shot. Or send this data to my server. So how we wrap all these values in a single variable? If you want to represent multiple values in a single variable, how many ways we can do it? By using an array, we can do it. By using an object, we can do it. Okay, which one is the recommended one? If it is like an array, how my array looks like? My question. Okay, my array looks like this. For example, my array looks like this. Okay, this is my array. Inside this, you can write like my question. Okay, this is like option. Okay, this is my option, another option, another option. Now the thing is, exactly which one is the question, which one is the option, I don't know. Okay, you know, you are the developer. My server side, you don't know. Okay, which one you want to take like a question? Okay, which one you want me to take like a answer? Okay, I don't know that one. Then that time, can we do one thing? If you want to represent that particular data is belongs to question, my question is this one. Okay, my option one, O1 is my option one. Okay, I'm specifying with this key. Okay, if you specify the data with this particular key representation, then the time anyone can understand the data or not. Okay, this is the question, this is the option one, this is the option two, this is the answer like this or not. So which one is the recommended one? If you want to go with the array, yes, you can go with. But in this case, which one is the recommended one? In this case, an object is the recommended one or not? Already yesterday we created, right? User answers, one object we created, right? Same like this, can we create one object now? Okay, question, value. Option one, value. Option two, value. Like this, can we create one object? Okay, can we take the data? Can we create one JSON object now? Can we take the data from this particular fields? Can we prepare one JSON object? Okay, how we can? It's a simple thing. That is one same code. Okay, how we can? If you want to take the data from the text boxes, okay, one is like ref, you can take it. Another one is like create ref also. We can set a forward reference, create reference also we can use to get the reference of element or not. Another one is like by using on change also. By using on change also. If you want to take the data, by using ref in your component, okay, that type of components we can say like a uncontrolled components. Uncontrolled. You are not controlling that one. Okay, uncontrolled is like what? Okay, simple. You are not controlled. What is not controlling means RVF is like a DOM element or not DOM. Inside the DOM only, my React people is going to prepare one reference for that particular element at that time. Okay, this dot refs dot name reference dot value like this you are taking or not. Okay, already inside my DOM, my reference is going to bind with that particular element or not. By using on chain, everything is you are going to handle it or not, taking the data and everything you are going to handle. Here the reference, even the target we are going to take it. Everything you handle or not, you control that particular form or not. On change. So that if you are using on change to take the data inside a form, that type of components, we can say like a controlled components. If you use like a riff, so okay, that everything controlled can only or not. The references and everything. Okay, that type of that way if you choose that type of components, we can say like a uncontrolled components. Okay, better one or two fields are there, then you can go with it. Multiple fields are there, better to you can go with on change is the one. So if anyone asks how many ways we can take the data, from the input counter means riff, you can use it. Create riff, you can use it. Create your own reference and bind it and take the data. The next one is like on change. Yesterday's one you can use. Any one of this one you can use. So here multiple values are there. Can we go with on change only? Okay, right, on change. And write it. This dot. Okay, yesterday's one same function change. Now can you come here? Can we take this function change? Okay, can you come to this particular one? Can we define the method? Any event you trigger, you can get what? Your event object or not. Okay, here can I write the constructor? Can we bind? Okay, can we bind your current object is? Yes. It returns me the same function, so that's all. The first executable statement should be the super. Yes. My event dot target. I want to take it. Okay, my event dot target is nothing but what? My event dot target contains what? Event dot target is nothing but that particular element. Okay, that particular event is triggered on which element? That particular element you can get it or not. Once you get this element, you can take the value, event dot targeted value. I want that value is belongs to which ID? This is like ID. You can put. Now if you come here, I want that ID comma value. So can you write something like console.log of ID comma value? Okay, let's practice. Now come here. Now see, go to my console. My question is this one or not? Question is my key and this is my value or not? Same like this, remaining all you can do. Okay, ID and this particular one. Yes, up to here. This is what? OPT1. This is what? OPT2. This is what? OPT3. This is what? OPT4. Okay, this is what? Function change. Okay, this is like answer. And up here also. Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, and answer. Okay, come on, come here. Now, if you see this is your question, this is your option 1, and this is your option 2, this is your option 3, this is your option 4, this is your answer. This is your answer. Okay, answer A, B, C, or whatever it is. Okay, and this one is like single or multi also I want, right? So that can we write like on chain here? Can we write like on chain here? Okay, here also you can write like on change. Okay, already value is there. ID you can write. Okay, ID you can put it. Okay, ID equals to which ID? Okay, this is like type, right? Okay, here also ID, same ID you should not give, but you can give it, no problem at all. Okay, now come here. Already my ID, type is there, right? Name is there, right? You can do one thing. Okay, ID, same ID should not give. Okay, I agree. Same ID should not give. Simply you can do one thing. You can give like name here. Okay, name is an attribute. Now the name is an attribute. Name attribute you can write it. Here also name attribute is there. We can take the data from where now? We can take the data from not ID. Okay, take the data from name now. Okay, name. Yes. Now come here, check. Working. So now this is the data. Key value pairs are there. You should have to create an object or not. So we can create this dot, my data object equals this one. This is not a state variable. I don't want to. Okay. Do you want me to save and do you want me to store or do you want to show that particular data in this particular? If I enter something here, do you want me to show that question here or somewhere? Do you want me to show? That's not my requirement. Okay, just store somewhere and give it to my server. That's it. Okay, if here any changes, the changes has to reflect within the browser or somewhere. No, not required like that. Okay, that's not my requirement. So that you can go with this dot data object. No problem at all. Now come here. My this dot data object equals to my this dot data object equals to simple. Okay, just keep your key and this is my value. That's it. Okay. Now at the time of clicking on the button, okay, right on click equals to this dot function submit dot bind of my current object this. Okay, this is my function submit copy and go here. This is my function submit. Okay, now here console.log of my this dot okay data object. This data object I want to send to my server. How we can send? We'll see that. Now see, this is my question, this is my option, this is my option, this is my option. Okay, this is my option, this is my answer, this is my click on submit. Yes, yes. Created one JSON object or not? This JSON object you have to send to whom? You have to send to my server to Ajax. So how I can handle Ajax, we'll see. Okay, there are 4 ways we are going to discuss. As part of this example, we are going to see like 2 ways. Next 2 ways. What are those? One is like by using XML HTTP request. Another one is like fetch. These 2 methods will be the JavaScript core. In future, jQuery will see. The next one is like ANSYS. Okay, these 4 will see. Okay, different techniques, Ajax techniques. Okay. First, you can click on submit. One more question is the next. Another question you entered. Okay, another request. Okay, click on submit. Like this you can. Okay, one time one question you can say. Okay, multiple questions if you want. And that time simply you can do one thing. Prepare one Excel sheet. Keep all 100 questions in the Excel sheet. Upload that one and give it to my server. My server is going to directly insert that questions into my database. Okay. Here my form can accept what? One submit, one question. Okay. Like this, for example, 10 questions in other, but there are 10 questions you can enter. Just click on submit like that. Understand or not? My client side port ready. Okay. My view is ready. I taken the data. I prepare the JSON object. At the time of clicking on the submit button, I want to view this data. To my server. Okay. If you want to view this data to my server, is nothing but I have to send the request. Through request, you have to send what? Your data or not. Through request, I have to send my data or not. How we can send the data and everything we'll see. Tomorrow we are going to cover our node application and how it is going to communicate with my client is going to communicate with my server by using XML HTTP request and fetch also. Okay? Okay then. Thanks guys. Thanks for joining. Recordings and everything you should have to ask to Naresh IT people. You should have to pay some amount, then only they will provide the recordings and everything. Okay, I don't know about the recordings. Okay, yesterday's session you won. yesterday's session I will provide. You can see in the content tab. Okay, I will provide. You can see in the content. I'll ask and I will provide. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for joining. In the content page is there, right? Content file. In the content file you can find yesterday's recording. Okay, yesterday's recording I will provide in the content page. Okay, you can download. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.